everybody. I've been thinking about this whole panning thing, and I'm super new to it. And I love the idea of finishing out products, but I haven't panned an eyeshadow in probably 2 or 3 years. And unfortunately, I went a little crazy in November with the Sephora sale, and in December with Black Friday, and then in January with the new release. Needless to say, I picked up a bunch of palettes, and I haven't had a chance to work through all of them yet. So I thought, well, okay, I'll start in my panning projects and throw some things in for just a few uses. So if you haven't seen those videos, go check them out, because there's some eyeshadow palettes in there. But I know myself, and I know that I will get a little bit obsessed, and I will do everything I can to meet those goals to the exclusion of using other things. And sometimes some things don't have necessarily the colors that I want. I sometimes like to match my colors to my clothes or whatever it may be. So I decided to do something kind of on my own, and my goal isn't to hit pan. My goal is to work through what I have. So being the old school person, older, mature, whatever. Being the way I am, I actually went through what I have here, because I also have another home. So now we got to remember I've got different collections here, and I'm not here all the months of the year. But I went through what I have here, and I wrote down each palette, and I wrote down how many pans each palette had. And then I kind of sorted it out, figuring out how many 6-pan palettes I had that would maybe go in June, or 7 pans July, blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. Singles for January. And I thought, well, that's not going to work because I'm not here year round, so that means I would be neglecting some of these. And I didn't want to do that either. If the whole point is to work through the collection, I want to be able to hit a bunch of these. So I kind of started out with, I've got my goals already set for my panning projects for this month. But when I hit those goals, I'll be able to use some other palettes, and I actually have used some other palettes in the meantime too. I'm not only using those few that I have in the project right now. But I decided that what I'm going to do is start something that I'm calling What's on Deck. And it's going to be palettes that either fall into they have the number of pans to coordinate with the number of month, or they're going to be pulled from a month I'm not here. Oopsie. Or they're going to be pulled from a month that has an excessive number. Like the number of 12-pan palettes I have. Oh my goodness. I don't think I could actually get through them in a month because I don't wear makeup every day. So I had to do some juggling. But I figured what I'd do is I would do this as an introduction and show you what I've got on deck for February. Now, I'm not going to do swatches because I've explained in other videos that I suck at them. And these things may or may not be new to you. Some of these things are quite old, so you may have seen them. Some of these things aren't even available. They're just things that are in my collection, and I want to show it some love. So that's what I'm doing. Now, the only true duo I have for February is this Nars Zarin palette. It is this buff color, which has got a little bit of a shimmer to it, but it can be worn all over the eyelid. And this was my absolute all-time favorite gray for years. It took me a long time to find another gray that I actually liked that fit my skin tone and coloring. So that's Zarin, and that's my one and only true February duo. So I thought, well, that's not going to be enough to get me through the month, which is kind of where some of this other stuff came in. And I thought, well, alrighty then. I know I'm not usually here in July, but I had picked up a couple of the BH palettes simply for the color. These are the Birthstone Palettes, and I haven't even taken the plastic off. I have the diamond. I love my grays and my blacks, so I've got that. And I'm sorry if the mirrors are killing me here. And then sapphire, because I love these blue purple tones, and there's a pretty green in there. And these are oddly enough 7-pan palettes. They do have a glitter. I'll never use the glitter. They're still 7-pan palettes, even though I'm never going to touch that 1 pan, and I know that, and I'm okay with it. Honestly, I got them when they were on their half price sale. They were $4.50, so I'm not too fussed about whether or not I get to a glitter. But then I have some really old stuff too, and I thought, well, I want to use some of that. This is the Tarte, what is this? Leave Your Mark palette. And I don't even know how old this thing is, and I've used it some, But this is kind of an everyday neutral. And I thought, well, okay, that's also an odd palette or pan count. And I thought it's always good to have some neutrals, whether I mix it with other things, whether I wear it on its own. That's a good one to throw in. So that's in there. I have got Laura Geller's Flirty Friday and Saturday Style. Now these are weird palettes because they're 4 eyeshadows, a blush, and a highlighter. This was actually a Friday, Saturday, Sunday set, and quite frankly, I couldn't tell you what happened to Sunday. I'm sure I probably got rid of it. But, so they're 4 pans, but they're face palettes, but they're this, they're that. I thought, okay, I don't actually know how to categorize them. They're going in February since I only had one duo to begin with. So there's that. Then, everybody loved the Sweet Shop palettes. Well, so do I. So we've got Sugar Cone and Bubblegum. Now, this one you might think is kind of a duplicate because it's, once again, all of the neutrals. But I think I'm getting some different tones here, and I'm thinking I may be able to use this a little bit differently than I am the Tarte palette. So I thought I'd throw it in, see how it works out. If it doesn't, maybe I'll have to throw it into a different area or in a different month, but so be it. At least I've got enough neutrals to get me through the month no matter what I'm doing. And then Bubblegum is the Stunning Blues. And some of these shades truthfully look like crap on me. But there's a couple of them that I really love. So this is more just a matter of, let's just see what we can use when we want to use some blues and mix it with the browns, mix it with pinks, mix it with whatever. Just get some use out of this palette because it is a really lovely palette. I do like it. I just can't wear every color in it, and I know that. So I'm not too worried about that either. Now, we've seen my melt cheese and parties. We know that I've had an oops with my burgundy. So we know I have to be careful, but I try and get as much use out of this palette as I can because, like I've said before, it's the only melt palette I have. It's one of their, I think, 2 cool tone palettes, and it's the pinks and burgundies. So it's my color scheme. So I want to get use out of this one too. Thought, okay, well that gives me another color then that I'm throwing in for the month so that I can play with that. I've told you how much I love the Viseart. Love me some Viseart. And so I threw in Midsummer once again. So now I've got some of the lighter pinks too. And that'll play well with the melt cheese and parties if I do want to mix and match in that regard. But I also have the Paris Etoile, which I haven't yet had a chance to use. And look at those blues and that purple and those grays and those cream tones. This is just beautiful. I just haven't gotten around to playing with it. So that went in right away because I want to get some use out of these. These things aren't super cheap, and I love the formula. Then I had to throw in some fun ones. I did snag myself the In the Dark collection when it was still technically Alien Cosmetics, although now it's Unearthly, and you're getting glare from my overheads no matter what I do there. Sorry about that. But, okay, this way. You can see the color story. Giant pans. But, oh, such a good brand, such lovely formulas, such gorgeous colors. And I haven't gotten a chance to play with this yet either. So that one definitely had to go in. And there's a lip gloss, which I have used and love, and a highlighter that goes with this too. So we'll be putting together some looks with that. Then I went for some fun. Found a new brand for me. Don't know how long they've been around, but Metamorphosis. And they had just released their Linda Dazzle palette. And this is going to sound a little strange. There's a couple reasons I liked this. One literally is the packaging. The zebra is the symbol for Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which I have. It's the whole theory of doctors are trained when you hear hoofbeats, think horses, not zebras. And because we are so hard to diagnose and so frequently misdiagnosed, we are the zebras. So that became our symbol. So packaging sucking me in aside, I liked the color story too. It's beautiful. And it's a new brand to me, so I want to play with it and just, see how it performs, see if I love it, if I hate it. It's got some mattes, it's got some shimmers, and they're all in coordinating colors. So, gotta throw that one in there too. Besides, it's just so flippin' cute. Love that packaging. Then the next one is a brand that I know for their lipsticks, and I'm not sure which indie guru I found this company through which I found this indie company. Wow, English is my primary language here. But it's Necromancy Cosmetica, and they have got some fabulous lipsticks. They're all matte, which is not my favorite thing, but honestly, gorgeous formula. And they did a Kaleidos magnetic mirror thing. This is their Gothic Romance palette. It's the first palette that I know of that they've ever done. And so when I saw that they did one, I grabbed it because I wanted to know more about it. I've only played with a couple of shades in this. So this needs some attention because I want to know more about these formulas. I mean, this gold down here, striking and unlike anything I have in my collection, despite the massive collection I have and the number of different gold shimmers that I have in these different palettes. It's a deeper one, it's a richer one, and I'm wondering if it's going to come out more of a copper or a bronze. I don't know. But anyway, that's what I decided to play with for February. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not going to fully participate in the panning community. I'm not saying I'm never going to pan an eyeshadow. I will work my way up to it, but I'm still brand new at this, and I'm still working on baby projects and still trying to clean out my collection just because I've gotten lazy and just managed to amass way too much stuff over the years that I just haven't been able to get through quickly enough because I don't do makeup every day. Since I stopped working, I don't wear makeup every day. There's a lot of days I just don't. There's a lot of days I just can't. So the Ehlers-Danlos had gotten worse and I'm no longer able to work. So that means there are days where I just am a bum. And you know what? Some days you just have to be. That's okay. Most days I'm okay. At least I can get out of bed and I can still function. So in my world, that's all good. But because I don't want to overwhelm myself, this is what I'm going to do, is I'm going to pick a set of palettes each month, and it's going to be my what's on deck. It's going to be after or in addition to whatever I got going in my panning projects, however many more I might decide to add. I don't know yet. We'll see. We'll see. But I'll let you know in the next month. I'll show you what I had for this rotation, what I used, what I thought. Because like I said, Metamorphosis is new to me. I haven't used it. I haven't touched this Alien palette yet. I haven't really touched those BH palettes yet. Other people have done reviews, but I haven't done anything with them. So I'll let you know what I think, what I love, what I don't. And then I'll show you what I'm going to be planning for the next month. So this is going to be a monthly thing for me. And like I said, I'm going to try and utilize all of these just so that my collection's getting some love. So if you enjoyed this, or if you want to see what crazy thing I come up with next, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell. If you like this idea for a series, join in. Do it yourself. By all means, it's not like I have proprietary rights. I don't even know if this is an original idea. It's just what I was putzing around with last night and came up with the plan. So if you want to see more of this, go ahead and subscribe. If you like it, hit the thumbs up. If you hate it and you think I'm nuts, well, I'm sorry you hate it, and I am nuts. But if you feel the need to give me a thumbs down, at least you're interacting. If you've got some ideas, some suggestions, some comments, some whatever, I'm going to hashtag this what's on deck unless something else is using it, and then I'll update you somewhere in the description box or something. But that's what I'm going to do. So if this is something you want to do too, if you have a small collection, if you have a big collection, if you have only old things that you are trying to work through but don't want to focus on only one or two shades, whatever you want to do, if this is something that interests you, come join me. It's all in good fun anyway. So until next time, see ya. Bye.